and I'm an HR professional. Presently talent associates for Red. I'm from a family of 7, second of 7, and so I had my primary school in Lagos, then in Benin, back to Lagos, and then we had the secondary school too in Lagos, and then I had my university at the Lagos State University, where I read English education. For my professional journey so far, I got admitted into LASU to read English education. I wanted to read law, and so at a point I just felt like it wasn't forthcoming, and so I got into LASU. I was giving English education, but I just wanted to make a statement. I did make a statement, and so I got into school, and then I read English education, and then my 300 level I knew I was going to practice HR. Everything I was going through then, I just knew HR it is for me. So I started making conscious efforts. So I was meeting the right people, attending the right events, getting the right knowledge, and also building competence. And that I did all through. And so when I finished school, I went to serve. I came back to Lagos after my service, and I worked with Nestle, first as a compliance assistant, and then next I had to work with the packaging manager, where I had to also assist with packaging materials, validation and all for the factory. I left and then got into another place, Refit Ventures, where I was an HR officer, fully practicing what I wanted to practice. From there I left also, I went to Polaris Tech Limited as an HR officer too, and then I'm here in Red at the moment as a talent associate. So that's pretty much about my professional background and my career progression so far. Growing up life was really very tough. Second from a family of 7, it was tough. And so I remember at the age of 7, we had to relocate to Benin, and in Benin we had to. My dad was not there at that moment, at that short moment. He was away, something happened, and we were with grandma and a lot of things then. And so I recall very well from age 7 having to hawk for food on the streets of Ikobayi in Benin City. I recall very well at that same age having to do a whole lot, like roasting corn on the roadside, going farming with bikes and all. And you know, if you understand the farm setting in the village, when you're on bike and you're going, the grass flogs and tears your skin. So at age 7, I went through that process. I went through a lot like that, did a lot of menial jobs, went to school in Tata clothes, and then came back to Lagos in the year 2000. That Benin experience happened in 1997 to year 2000, and then came back to Lagos in the year 2000. So growing up was not pretty cool, as I wouldn't say we are from the average family. No, we experienced poverty firsthand. Moving back to Lagos in 2000, things were rough. We had to struggle through primary school and all, struggling into secondary school too, and so it was also very tough. And so at the point in GSS 3, we had to drop out of school, myself and my siblings, and that was where I understood and I learned how to be a man, how to stand up and go for what exactly I want. So dropping out of school was a big blow to me. I was this book person, I really wanted to go to school, so it was devastating to me. So one morning, I stole my mother's 200 naira. I stole a plastic, a bowl. As very early in the morning, I went to the bus stop, I got pure water, and I hawked that pure water on the bus stop truck that day. I got back home and I noticed that my proceeds was barely 500 naira. And I said to myself, I didn't do this because I wanted money to eat. I just wanted to get back to school. This would not sustain me. I got back home that day, I found my mommy's 200 naira. And so the next morning I was up. And then I really cannot tell what drove me to that, where the idea came from, I don't know. But that morning I got up and then I went straight to Igondo bus stop. I met an old man trying to clean his bus, sweeping his bus and all. It's very cool. I guess I was barely 13, 14. 13, 14. And I said to the man, sir, I want to work with you. And the man said, what do you mean? You're a small boy. And I said, yes, I want to work with you. And like, have you done this before? And like, yes, I have. And that was my journey into becoming a bus conductor started for 3 years. It was very, very tough years. First, I did it for a year, gathered some money, got myself back into school. And so when I would go to school in the morning, in the evening I was back to the garage, and I did that all through my SS1 to SS3, attending the private school, paying for taking care of my school fee, my school needs, and also that of my immediate younger sister. And so that happened till I got into school. And I had to stop because I needed a lot of things to happen after that, but basically that was how my journey into the world of the garage began. Basically it was, I want to say it was sweet. Yeah, it was. Because at 14, at that time, a lot of those guys called me small. I was the smallest, so that gave me the name Small. I had the support, I had the love, and really, some of those guys there are the best big brothers you can ever think of. Yes. At the moment now, we still have that relationship, and once in a while we still get to talk, and we still get to see how we can do things for each other. And so for me, that relationship, I had that relationship with them. We were cool. I remember basically the advices to me then. They knew me. They knew. When I wrote my WAEC, the last day of my WAEC, I was celebrated in the garage. They all came around. I was like, small to share WAEC on. And there was this kind of celebration around, and it was fun. And immediately I wrote my jam. I was called. Two of them just called me and said, "Small sit." I was shocked. What was this? And they made it look like one serious formality. And they said, "That Tonilo, I very encourage you, like henceforth, we don't want to see you here again." I'm like, "Kilo Shop." I said, "No, school Tony over long, you want I'm like, "Hey, school till resume." I'd gotten admission. I said, "The school had not resumed." He said, "No, that they did not want me to lose that focus I've had." They knew because I no longer attend the daytime classes and come in the evening, I could get too engrossed in the garage life and forget my dreams and goals. And so they practically did a send for me and said, "Leave this place." And so that was it. And for me, that alone gave me this understanding that these guys are humans. These guys are people. These guys are victims of circumstances. And so because they saw me as a younger one who they didn't want to go through that stage, they were there for me, and then they made sure they chased me out of that place when it was time. Most of the time when you see these guys being aggravated, being aggressive, and people see them as fighters and all, most of the time these guys are under pressure to deliver. Under serious pressure to deliver. At times, their daily target will be as much as 10,000 naira. And so they have to ensure that aside from the deliver they have to get, they also have to get something home per day. Like something, these guys are married, some of them have kids, some of them have wives. And so because of that pressure, you see them being that aggressive, and people are like, "These guys," but really, that's just what it is. Okay, so for me, I've always trusted the process, and I still do. I believe in the process. I believe before the glory there must be a story. Of course, as a young guy growing up there were a lot of vices I could have done. I could have gotten myself into. But somehow I just found focus. I just knew, no, I have an end goal. Especially when I meet people, see people on TV, see people on newspapers, and I'm like, no, this is where I'm going. I do not belong here. I do not belong to the garage. This is just a temporary phase of my life. I'm going to use this to the best of my advantage. And that was what I did. So for me, my motivation basically was, I had the end goal in mind, and that kept motivating me. My lesson basically, or one lesson I've learned is, life doesn't have to be fair. You just have to, like they say, make the lemonade out of the lemon. You just have to see every phase of your life as a stepping stone. Of course, I can't be what I used to be 5-10 years ago. Every day is a new day for me. It's a new opportunity. I keep pressing to get to where I want to get to. But really, that story was the vital and the most important part of my life. And so for me, the lesson is trust the process. You get me? I would say one of the good side is not just one, because these guys they're soft-hearted. They all shouting. If they don't do that, they know they can't be feared. So they want to put that fear in people to say that, okay, yes, just to get what they want. Aside from that, they've got soft spots, they've got soft hearts. They are caring people. They are humans, really. They also have goals. Of course, some of the goals may not be rightly directed, but if properly channeled, those guys can get a lot for themselves. So a lot of these guys basically need support. When I mean support, not just financial support, no. Because talk of the finance, some of them can live on their own with what they do at the moment, but they need some form of mind shifts. So for me as a person, I've also been thinking of, okay, what kind of program, what kind of initiative will I put together to help these guys to help their mind. And some of these guys want to be that place and get to do something better for their life. Some of them also looking at bigger positions within that setting to see how to climb up and become the local chairman, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, a few of them also want some better things for their life. And so because they've seen that as an opportunity or as a space for them, they are confined by that space. So probably when you have initiatives and programs that would expose them and make them understand that beyond this confinement, there's a lot you can be. You know, people do not see them as humans. People see them as touts and street urchins. So because of that, they just live with that stigma. That's what they are, and then they flow with it. But peradventure, one opens their eyes to see that beyond this, there's a lot you can be. And not just say it like a form of motivation, aspire and all those kind of things. Show it to them and practically help them into achieving what you think they can achieve. And I think that will be the best that will happen to them. And a lot of them, trust me, will grab it. A whole lot of them. So my message to the general public is this: treat dogs as humans, because they are. Whenever you can, help one or two of them see the other side of life and help them develop something for their life, because their life truly matters.